Is there a glare? Of course there's a fucking glare. Oh my god. Hi. My name's Mika, and welcome back to my channel if you haven't been here already. I just want to talk about the audacity of this caucasity in the world, like in general, like not even in just this community, which there is a lot of that bullshit in this community, but I do want to talk about just all the current injustices going on in the world and in our community and just in general. This should not have to be the second time that I'm on my channel discussing race at all. And I've been wanting to film videos and just film something fun and lighthearted, and I literally cannot do that because like I feel such a heavy weight, and not only me but many of the other black creators and black people in the world right now feel such a heavy weight on our shoulders that we can't even really think much without having these like constant thoughts in the back of our head. And I just feel like today would be a perfect day to kind of just sit down and really like talk about all of the issues and just the noise that's going on in my head right now. I feel like I genuinely need to get it out. The Black Lives Matter movement. Let's talk about it. George Floyd should not have been killed the way he was killed. He should not have been killed at all, point blank period. It's due to racist people that we have in the system and in power that people like George Floyd are killed on a daily basis. I don't know if you guys have seen the video. I know a lot of people refrained from watching the video, but if you haven't and you feel as though you could, I definitely would say watch it. It's one of those things where you feel like you understand until you actually see it. And it's heartbreaking. I'm just gonna say that straight up. It's fucking terrible. It's heartbreaking in every sense of the word. And then we have Breonna Taylor, who was killed for a crime she didn't commit in her own home while she was asleep. She was shot 8 times for a crime she did not commit. And then they charged her boyfriend with the murder. I just want to let that sink in for a second for people who aren't understanding the severity of what I'm trying to get at right now. And it's not just those two. It's so many others. Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, those are just some of the big ones that everyone knows about. But there are so many more who are killed every single fucking day because of the color of our skin, and that's absolutely ridiculous. Before I get to talking about things in our community specifically, I do want to mention that to all my black creators and all my black people and friends out there, it is not our job to educate white people on literally anything. And if you feel tired because you're exhausted of having to constantly repeat yourself time and time again, because God knows I'm fucking tired, you have every right to feel that way. You have every single right to feel that way. I've had so many friends reach out to me and be like, Mika girl, thank you, thank Mayana, thank all these black creators who are saying stuff because I'm tired. I don't even want to speak on these matters anymore. And it's completely understandable. Let's talk about people being silent. Now, usually I'm totally fine with white people staying silent on an issue they don't really know much about when the time is right. And by that I mean if they are inserting themselves into a conversation that they don't know much about, I personally believe it's best to stay out of it. However, when there is blatant racism and murder happening on a daily basis and white people are just standing back being like, I don't know, I'm not black, so I feel like I shouldn't really say anything on it, you're literally a part of the problem. I've seen people say that they don't want to talk about it because, oh, they're not really like a politics type of person. This shit is not just about politics. It's not about politics anymore. Sure, politics has a little bit to do with everything that's going on right now, but racism is not just something that has to do with politics. This is about racist people in our country, in the world, racist people who are in power, and that's fucking terrifying. Like, I don't think you guys understand how terrifying that is. To have racist people in power. Black creators in this community are constantly trying to bring up the severity of these issues and a lot of the time, sure, it'll get a little bit of traction here and there, but it's never anything serious. I feel like a lot of the times, like, we'll bring up something and it'll get likes and it'll get, you know, views or whatever, but then it's kind of just pushed to the back of people's heads because they don't have to deal with it on a daily basis. So now when we're tired of letting people go unchecked for not being good enough allies, it's a completely different issue. Mayana shouldn't be called a bully for calling out white creators and authors for not doing enough. That's not bullying. It's the truth. And it also shouldn't take Black people dying for this community to step the fuck up and start uplifting Black people's voices. That's something that I've noticed a lot, and I haven't really seen anyone talk about it, and it's really fucking upsetting. Every single time there has to do anything with Black Lives Matter or the Black Lives Matter movement, that's when the community wants to take a step up and be like, here's a bunch of Black booktubers, follow them. As if that's just gonna change everything. Because then when we do that, we have a bunch of people who want to prove that they're not racist, follow a bunch of Black creators, and then we have an influx of followers but no engagement, or people who really don't care about what we have to say following us, and then that leads to our voices not being uplifted or our voices not really being heard. It shouldn't have to take Black people speaking up about our injustices on a daily basis for us to get followers. That's fucking ridiculous. We have so many creators who speak up about Black lives and being Black in this community so often, and the way that it's just so easily shut down, there's always an excuse for it. It's like, why do you have to bring race into it? Well, we're Black. Like, race is literally everything, and it has been everything for hundreds of years. Being Black in America is literally so scary because you can be driving and get pulled over by a cop and feel like, holy shit, if this cop thinks I'm disrespecting him in any way, shape, or form, I could literally die today. Like, genuinely die. And a lot of people literally don't have to worry about that. So yes, race may not be everything, but to many Black people, it is everything. Also, moving back to the bullying topic of calling out white people for not being good enough allies, people need to be called out. I have reached out to a few authors actually who have not said anything. They've had a whole week. It's been a week since George Floyd has passed. It's been actually way over a week now that I think about it. They haven't said anything. They haven't retweeted one thing about the Black Lives Matter movement. They haven't retweeted one thing about even uplifting people of color voices, or not people of color voices. I should change that for a second. Black voices for right now. And it took me calling them out, DMing them, being like, hey, this is going on right now, and I know you might think that this isn't your place to speak on this, but we need your allyship, before they even thought about saying anything. And that's where the issue at hand lies in this entire situation. People need to actually start using their voices in order to make any type of change. I don't know if you guys know this, but all 50 states have actually held protests, and many countries, I'm pretty sure last time I checked it was 19 countries around the world, have also held protests. Because of that, shit's actually getting done. All 4 people involved with the death of George Floyd have been arrested. I'm not sure what charges have been made, but shit's getting done. And shit's getting done because people are talking about it. So now in times like this, when the Black Lives Matter movement is, you know, front and center, is when our community decides to listen to Black voices, which should not be the case. The fact that so many Black creators are literally fucking scared to speak up because they feel like they're just gonna get ignored or no one's gonna listen to them. And it's true, no one really listens to them unless a bigger creator of some sort, you know, boosts their content or retweets them. And that's the whole issue with not being a good enough ally. You don't have to sit there and make a whole paragraph statement on it. As long as you are here listening to Black voices, retweeting things that, you know, they feel as though they need to get off their chest, showing them that you're there, that's what's important. That's what's being an ally. I also wanted to talk about companies such as Book Outlet, which I have definitely decided I'm never, and I mean ever, placing an order with them again. Mayana and I reached out to Book Outlet, I want to say a few months ago. It was last year for sure. And we reached out because we really wanted to be vlogger friends. Like, we felt as though we got enough engagement on our social media. We did get a lot of views on our haul videos. we always haul books from Book Outlet, so we were like, oh, like let's just, you know, reach out to them and see if this is a thing, like if we could do this. And at the time, the only Black person who was on their vlogger friends page was Naya Reads and Smiles, and all of the other content creators on their bloggers friend page were white. So Mayana and I reached out and we talked about how we really just wanted to be a part of it, how we saw the lack of diversity on their vloggers friends page and thought that, you know, it would be amazing to work with them one day and if it was possible, whatever. So we did bring up the whole diversity thing, like that was mentioned in those emails, and they got back to us and said some shit like, oh, we're working on changing our vloggers friends page and we're not really looking for any new creators right now, but when we are, we'll let you know. So months go by and Mayana and I are literally like, we never heard back from Book Outlet. Like they literally just like never reached out to us, like not even to just deny us. Like it would have been okay if they were just like, yeah, we're gonna have to deny your request because of this and that reason. It's crazy because the other day I decided to just talk about that because it felt weird. Like it just felt weird. So I had been checking Book Outlet's social media because something felt weird. Like they weren't talking about it, they weren't retweeting anything about, you know, Black voices or Black authors, nothing. Checked their social media every single day, looked at their Instagram stories, their Instagram posts, their tweets, their likes, their replies, everything, and it was silent. Finally, I remember I was in the car and I was like looking at their page and I was like, hold up, why am I still checking? It's been enough time. So I called them out with this tweet right here. I will post it. And then Mayana responded with this tweet. Again, you can pause the video if you want to read them, but Mayana responded with this tweet, and as the tweet started getting more traction, and they responded basically saying sorry for not saying anything, and they threw some fucking Facebook post up that was nothing. I literally remember this girl, she quote tweeted it, which again I'm gonna put here somewhere. She quote tweeted Mayana's tweet, and Book Outlet responded to her and said this. And I remember I had literally just woken up. The tweet had probably been up for like 2 hours or something of the sort. I just remember being like, what the fuck is this? So I sent it to my group chat and I was like, y'all, literally what's going on? My entire group chat quote tweeted it, and that's when shit hit the fucking fan. For them to blatantly say that the reason why Mayana and I were not vlogger friends was because our content was explicit and we curse, as if almost every single creator on their page doesn't curse in their videos, was very, very telling of the company that I chose to support in the past, and I was really fucking pissed that I didn't see it sooner. And this just goes to show people that you need to trust your instincts. If something isn't sitting well with you and something feels wrong, speak up about it. Mayana and I just genuinely thought that, oh, this is fine, like we understand that like they didn't want us to be vlogger friends, so they never reached back out to us. But in reality, we found out that Francina Simone, who is a way bigger creator than both of us, the same exact thing happened to her, and she is a dark-skinned Black YouTuber. That's literally insane to me that if we would have just spoken up a little bit sooner, we would have found out that there were so many other people who had similar instances as we did, being Black creators reaching out to this company and getting shut down when they clearly needed to work on their diversity. We're no longer staying silent. Silence is not something that I'm fucking doing anymore. I'm sick of it. There was also another instance where Mayana was doing a video for a Disney book group for The Devouring Grey, I believe, and she found out that there were other people getting paid for this video, and she was doing this for free. They didn't tell her that other creators were getting paid. She had to sit there and film this video, take her time, film, edit, upload this video, only to realize other people were getting paid for doing the same exact work as her. That is so fucked up. That's literally so fucked up. It's time to officially start holding people accountable for the shitty things that they do. It's time to start holding companies accountable for the shitty things that they do. If you're not holding people accountable for their actions, you are a part of the problem. I wanted to touch on this really quickly because I am a huge Sarah J. Maas fan, and I just feel like it would be wrong if I didn't touch on this. But I stated this on Twitter, and I'm gonna say it again here. I'm very disappointed and Sarah J Maas. I'm disappointed that she didn't use her platform to speak out sooner. I'm disappointed that she didn't use her platform to uplift Black voices when she has Black people in her books. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand how you can see what's going on in the world and feel like it's okay to be silent for as long as these authors and these white creators have been silent for. There's no reason you need a whole week to think about what to say. There's absolutely no reason. There's nothing wrong with having a favorite author and supporting someone that you love, but being able to hold them accountable for actions that they should have done better. She could have been a better ally, and it's okay to say that. Start calling people out. This is 2020. It's not like you can't hold people accountable for their actions. I need people to start being held accountable and for people to fucking remember it, because I'm sick and tired of people getting canceled and being held accountable, but then a week later that same person is right back to where they were before they were even fucking canceled. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm sick of it. I'm literally so fucking sick of it. I don't want any more white tears. I don't want any more white guilt, because that's what it is. For all you white people who are sitting here on live crying, in your videos crying, let me tell you what that is. White guilt. You want to know why that's white guilt? Because it's been instilled in you for so long that racism isn't really something that's that big of a deal, that now when you're being held accountable for your actions, you feel guilty. And you're saying, it's because of my anxiety, it's because of this. No, honey, it's because you're fucking guilty. It's okay to feel guilty, but don't try to make the situation about you, because it's not about you. Anyways, I'm getting really heated and really angry, so I feel like this should be a time for me to kind of stop this video. I feel like I definitely missed a lot of things that I really wanted to talk about, and honestly, if I did, I'll put it in the description box below. I just want people to reach out to their Black friends. Let them know that they have allies. Let them know that they have people who are in their corners, who support them no matter what. Let them know if they need help, you're there for them. I've had so many people reach out and do that for me, and it's actually helped me. It's actually helped me have a peace of mind and know that I have people there, because I know a lot of people don't have that. And yeah, just definitely, if you're watching this and you have someone who you haven't reached out to yet, I would highly recommend go and do that right now. I will also leave links to donate in the description, and links to sign petitions, links to Black booktubers. I'll leave my honest link down below. I also have one on my channel which I need to work on building even more, because I haven't added to it in a really long time, because I haven't been on BookTube in a really long time. There's just so much more that our community needs to work on when it comes to these issues and these matters. And I feel like now is the time that we can actually do something. I genuinely feel like this is the time for change, and this is the time something's actually gonna get done. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much for listening to me, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Mwah.